Have you ever wanted to plant a garden? If you're of the same generation as I am, the first place that I would go is to YouTube, and I would watch all of the videos about soil preparation and of pH balance and light shade and the nutrients in the soil. And if you're also like me, you might get this information overload and feel like, okay, planting a garden is not for me. And unfortunately, some people, when it comes to sharing the gospel or sowing, as Matthew 13 puts it, we can also feel like that information overload, or we can feel inequipped because we think about all of the things. What if they have this objection when I share about Jesus? Or what if they respond in this way? How will I do it? And so because of that information overload, sometimes we don't go to sow the gospel. And so, but if we look at the parable of the soils real quick from Matthew 13, hopefully it can clarify it for us a little bit and remove those obstacles for us. And if we look at that parable, we'll find that Jesus said there was a farmer, and he went out to sow, and we call him the sower. And when he sowed, he threw down the seed. It was the word of God, right? It was the gospel. But this farmer was strange. Unlike maybe you or I, if we were going to go out and plant a garden, we would inspect the soil beforehand, right? We would think about, okay, I shouldn't put it on the path, or I shouldn't put it there. I should put it into the good soil where I think it would be. But it's almost as if this sower was blind. And the reality is that to the hearts of the people around us, we're also blind, right? And it's the responsibility of God, the Spirit of God, to prepare hearts. And then, therefore, it is our responsibility just to be a faithful sower. And so we don't have to worry about the soil. But God has called us simply to be a faithful sower and to sow it wherever we can, because it's God who prepares the soil. It's God who prepares people before we interact with them, before we have conversation with them. And so that should give us a sigh of relief and to know that there's nothing that we can do to mess this thing up. But God is in control of all of it. But we ought to think about a tool, right? A tool in order to sow the seed. And so I would point you again, maybe to YouTube, and say a good place to start is a tool called the 3 Circles Gospel Tool. And so go there and check that out. And God willing, you will be a faithful seed sower.